One out here in the top of the first. Want to welcome you to the NSC and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. Swing and a miss on pitch number one. As Shelby Harriman, the senior, on the mound for Nantucket. Opening day here from the softball field. As we get things continued along here in our first week of action here on the NSC and NCTV, and of course the first week of action for the Whalers. Foul ball on pitch number 3, 1-2 now the count on the second batter, Rose Levesque, the Vineyard batter. It is Vineyard Day here on Nantucket. Thanks for joining us, and happy Easter to you. Coming up, of course, tomorrow. Swing and a miss on the fourth pitch. A little off-speed pitch for out number 2 here in the top of the first. Brings up the third batter, Kylie Bracefield, for the Vineyard. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. A little breezy here from the softball fields. Otherwise, a gorgeous spring day here on Nantucket. It was a nice trip over on that new charter boat from the Vineyard. Girls lacrosse going on behind us. We've got boys tennis over on Bacchus Lane. And everybody else is off island. That's a ball low. Looks like 2-1 in the count to the third batter here in the first inning. Again, just underway here from the softball fields. That's a strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. Ball high, that's 3-2. Full count here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Once again, thanks for joining us here on the NSC and NCTV, locally on channel 1072. And that'll be a walk here, so the first base runner for the Vineyard in the form of a walk. That brings up the cleanup hitter, Kelly Pacheco, number 5 for the Vineyard, batting from the left side. And I stand corrected, it's actually Lillian Woolschlager on the mound. Lil Woolschlager. I was looking at the batting order, number 8. That will be Harriman. But ball 1 from Woolschlager. Again, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Runner on first for the Vineyard via a walk. Again, want to congratulate and welcome new head coach, as the ball is fouled off. Kelly Mayette, just met her. She is from Stonehill College playing days and was an assistant coach last year. So congratulations to her on her promotion to the head coaching position. She's got a great group of athletes, that's for sure. Steal attempt here, throw down, not in time. Good slide as Kylie Bracefield is able to steal the base and put a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first. Ball on the ground and through the middle. That will get through the outfielder. 1 run will score as Pacheco plates the first run with an RBI single. The Vineyard takes a 1-0 lead on the RBI single. Got by Ard on the ground and was able to allow the runner to score from third, or from second actually. Ball high, steal attempt again, throw down. Not in time, slide underneath. So another runner in scoring position for the Vineyard. Bella Webster stands in again. Whalers down 1-0 here. Runner on second, 2 outs. Wild pitch is going to advance the runner to third. So that will be an error or a wild pitch on Lil Wolschlager. Trying to get the third out here. She got the first 2 batters relatively easily. And now runners on first, second, and third after Webster walked and took second easily. Strike. The pitch to Christensen. I don't have her on my stat sheet. She will be the pitcher, though, so I'd like to know her first name. High on the pitch from Wolschlager. A little bit of an earlier start. We had 10:45 on our sheet, but things are getting going here in the first inning. We'll be a little more organized here coming up, as we're happy to bring you softball coverage here. Another ball high as the bases are now loaded. 3 walks here in the inning, 1 base hit, still just the 1 run, and still 2 outs, as it'll be number 15, last name Bolin. I don't have, or Bolin. I is the first initial. And that's smacked foul. Ooh, that was ripped down the third base line, but goes foul as the Whalers try and get out of this inning with just the lone run given up. That's ripped and, off the glove in foul territory. Two strikes on the batter. Ball is low. Yelverton nearly came up with the play, but fell off the front of her glove there. That one lifted foul over the net, so we are back of the net, or the fence, I should say. So another 2-strike pitch coming up here for Lil Wolschlager and the Whalers. Top of the first inning, I should say. Ooh, just missed there on that pitch. That was a good pitch. But just a bit high. Wind is howling in from center field. That pitch lifted and foul once again. Almost got into that might have gotten into the NCTV van there. Two outs, top of the first, bases full of Vineyarders. That one's on the ground and foul once again. We'll do another 2-strike pitch here. 1-2 the count. Actually, 2-2 the count. Bolin the batter. And a walk will bring in another run. It was actually a full count. So 2-0 now, the Vineyard lead. As I believe a quick trip to the mound just to calm the nerves. 4 walks here already in the first inning. Brooke Roten, the number 8 hitter, stands in. Foul tip for strike 1. Pitch is low. So 2-0 the count. Right back to the pitcher. This will be an easy out, and the Whalers get out of the inning, but the Vineyarders score 2 runs. We'll take a quick break here and head to the bottom of the first. Whalers down 2, and they are coming to bat here for the first time.
Boston Pops.
Who are you, Halloween?
We're in a tough situation. You guys battled back.
Back to pass Lombardi's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
Shot. He runs it and it's good. You got a tie ball game.
It's ahead. Gets it
Voting is open.
Thank you very much.
My mark? Get my mark? Get your mark?
We're so glad that you were involved and you enjoyed the films.
I get to put this out into the community today, and I was really excited about that.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
We're just getting started.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence.
Want to welcome you back to the softball fields here as we continue to get a little more organized here. Again, the game went off about 30 minutes ahead of time, which is totally fine. I get it. But we are still working through a couple of things, so apologies for any technical difficulties. Whalers coming to bat here. They are down 2-0 at their first at bat here. Leading off will be Sophia Yelverton. She will be one of those players that we will watch all season long. Great athlete, and after 4 walks in the first inning, the Vineyarders were able to get a couple of runs across the plate and lead 2-0. There's a deep shot out in the outfield. Caught in right field. Nice catch made by the Vineyarders. That's Christensen out in right field. Pitching for the Vineyard, number 12, Kylie Bracefield. She ended up scoring the first run of the game. So 1 out now here in the bottom of the first. Chloe Washington steps to the plate for the Whalers, swing and a miss at pitch number 1. And Chloe Washington, just a freshman, had a phenomenal basketball season as the girls team won their final stretch of 8 playoffs. Well, so 2 quickly goes Chloe Washington. She'll be playing second base here for the Whalers. And under new head coach Kelly Mayette, pitch goes behind Washington, brings it to 1-2. Swung on, ground ball, dribbles. Oh, swing and a miss, actually. Excuse me, did not foul it off. And hustling down the line is Washington to beat the throw. So the pitch gets away from the catcher, and the Whalers are in business with the runner on here with 1 out. Annie Ard steps to the plate. Batting in the third position for the Whalers. Pitch swung on and missed. Steal attempt, and easily into second base goes Chloe Washington. And a quick trip to second base. Maybe they think she left early from Coach McCarty and the Vineyarders. Or do we have something further? Umpires collaborating. It is another strike. Washington stays put. And a very sunny day, but it is breezy out here at the softball fields. Ard sends it foul down the first base line. Stays alive at 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of first. Down 2-0 to the Vineyarders, who scored as Tit, and then the beneficiary of a walked-in run, and Ard strikes out swinging for out number 2. And that brings up Ava Watson, the cleanup hitter for the Whalers. She sends one down the right field line for a base hit. That should score Washington to bring the Whalers to within 1, and it does. Going to second base. Nobody called timeout. The sneaky play to get to second base. And the run scores to make it a 2-1 game. Nice job on the base pass by Ava Watson. Lashed foul. Look out. That was an absolute rocket by Lil Wolschlager. Trying to even it up here at 2 and help her own cause. Again, she walked 4 in that first inning. So a rough start for her, the senior. And one of the tri-captains for the Whalers. Ball gets away, and that will mean an extra base for Watson. As she makes it to third, Ava Watson, the junior, she is also a captain and will play shortstop for the Whalers. Next pitch. High for another ball. Two 2-0 the count here to Lil Wolschlager. That's way outside, and they're going to try and send the runner home. She will score easily, and the Whalers have tied it up on a couple of errors on the Vineyarders. And Wolschlager will probably take this pitch 3-0, and it's low. She will draw a walk with 2 outs. Good job by the senior. And that brings up Eliza Mansfield. Runner on first, I would not be surprised to see Wolschlager on the move. Mansfield fouls it off on the first pitch, strike 1.
All right, I'm on the center field cam again. I'll start calling shots.
0-1 the count to Mansfield. Another senior for the Whalers. That sent foul as Wolschlager took off with contact. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Both teams have scored 2 runs. Vineyarders scored on an RBI single, and then a walk forced another run home. The Whalers have had some good base running, scoring on an error. And there's another wild pitch, and advancing to second base is Wolschlager. And another runner in scoring position for Nantucket. Mansfield sits in a good position at 2-0. Or 1-2, excuse me. The pitch. In there. Just outside, actually. Looks like the count evened up at 2-2. Yeah, that was strike 3. Okay, I was wondering. I had 2 foul balls, and if he called strike, that would have been strike 3. So the Vineyarders get out of the inning, but give up 2 runs as the Whalers even it up. We'll take another break here on the NSC and NCTV. Come back with inning number 2. Vineyarders coming to bat. Just underway here as Damien makes a move all the way through. Low shot. Scores! Snuck through as Dylan Damien finds the net. Good catch. Ball down. Damien able to scoop it over. Here's another shot. Score! Running in. Point blank shot. Scores! Here's Damien. Makes a move to the right side. Underhanded. Gets an angle and shoots and scores. Dylan Damien with a hat trick here in the first half. Makes a move again. Low shot. Scores! Grace Hanlon with a great individual effort. Damien's already scored 3 times. Here's Benny in motion. Shot score. Great pass. On the run. Continues to play. Shot. Save made by Ella Douglas on a point blank shot. As the Whalers work it around the perimeter. Another good cut. No, nice pass. Great pass. Sends it over. Inside. Tough shot. Benny scores. Louisa Benny. Back up top, Mooney gathers. Avoids one. Comes in and shot. Scores. The first goal. Oh, a beauty over the shoulder. Quickly cut off. Moskoff again with the over the shoulder. Inside. Quick shot by Miller. Bounces in. Unable to get anything going. Here's another shot and another goal. Here's Lachuzia. Oh, beats the goalie with a low shot. He gets it back. Little give and go. Shot score. Perfect shot from Noah Stringer. Beaumont, who comes out of net to get it. He's got to hustle back. Right in front. Shot score. Lachuzia. Ball is loose, and the Whalers scoop it up. Again, just no shots allowed here. Smith inside. Shot. Poked in with the backhand. Nifty stick work by number 12, Tristan Grimes for the goal. Want to welcome you back to live action here. A couple of balls outside from Lil Wolschlager to the number 9 hitter, last name Vieira. Or Vieira. Again, I apologize. I don't have a complete roster here tonight. Or today. Such is life in high school commentary. Both teams scored twice. There's a strike from Lil Wolschlager. And ball 4, another walk, as Lillian Wolleschlager is having a tough time finding the zone. We'll see if she can calm down here. And that's Nayeli Vieira on first base. After the walk. That's a ball lifted foul and out of play towards the first base line. All right, I think we're in a good spot here now, folks. Again, thanks for joining us here on the NSC and NCTV. Live softball coverage from the NES baseball fields. That pitch high, runs the count to 2-1. Kalani Christie back to the top of the order for the Vineyarders. Strike called. Runner on first is Nayeli Vieira, number 9. Pitch from Wolleschlager. Good pitch. Off speed, gets in there for another strike. I believe the count is full. Nobody out here. Top of the second, tied at 2. Strike 3 called. Must have caught the plate. Off speed offering from Wolleschlager. And that's out number 1. 0 for 2 is Christie, bringing up Rose Levesque. She struck out in the first inning as well. And then the Vineyarders got a 2-out rally and scored twice to take a 2-0 lead. The Whalers countered in the bottom of the second with a couple of runs. Vineyarders a little sloppy with the baseball as well. Pitch outside, 2-0 now the count to the Vineyarders' number 2 hitter, Rose Levesque. Swing and a miss. Got inside on that pitch and fooled Levesque. Good pitch from Wolleschlager. 2-1 now the count here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Strike 2. Another good pitch taken as the runner holds on first. And that hits the batter, so that will put runners at first and second. Again, Vineyard Day here on the island, and the other side has the same, a rivalry day for sure. Always incredible to have the purple and blue meeting up. The girls lacrosse taking on the Vineyard right behind us here on the football field over at Vito Capizzo Stadium. You can catch that game on the NSC. As Charles Douglas on the call, gets off Wolleschlager. Oh, double play opportunity. Yes! Great play by the Whalers. They turn 2. The shortstop able to make the play. That's Ava Watson. Went off of Wolleschlager's leg. And Ava Watson takes it herself and turns 2 to get out of the inning. We'll keep it right here in between innings as the Whalers have a couple of base runners on base, but get out of it with the double play. Great job by the defensive squad there, and good job by Lil Wolleschlager getting over a couple of walks here early, and the Whalers come to bat tied at 2 here. And a great defensive play. As the Vineyarders strand a couple of runners. They also left the bases loaded in the first, despite scoring a couple. Again, a very fun day to have the Vineyarders coming over here. The charter boat was very well received and a nice ride over. I chatted with Coach McCarty, and she said the ride over was pretty nice. So we'll take it. I don't know. Hopefully this wind stays calm Doesn't feel calm out here out in center field, I'll tell you that much. It is pretty breezy out here, coming in probably about 10 to 15 miles per hour, right in from center field. But otherwise, a sunny day, which makes it very enjoyable here on the islands. Thanks for joining us here on the NSC on the Tube and locally here on Channel 1072. We are ready to go here. The Whalers come to plate. Ball one. From Bracefield. I did. Venus Stone in the batter's box for the Whalers. Her first at-bat of the season. This is the opening game for the Whalers and the home opener. The Vineyarders come in 0-2, losing both of their first couple of games. Tough season last year as well. Just 4 wins, 15 losses for Coach McCarty and the Vineyarders. The Whalers went 8-12 last year, just missing out on the playoffs, but finished the season strong with 3 straight wins. And will hopefully carry a little bit of that momentum into this season with a great group of athletes. Swing and a miss for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. Again, I was briefly talking to Coach Mayette, and she's very excited about the potential of this team. Inherits a great group of dedicated seniors, certainly. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes now on Venus Stone. Upcoming pitch from Bracefield, way outside off the glove. Evens up the count at 2-2. Actually, full count. Stone awaits the pitch, and it bounces to the plate. Another base runner for the Whalers as she advances to first base. 2-2 our score. Bottom of the second. Each team scored twice in the first inning. And each team has left some base runners on base. Pitch hit on the ground to shortstop. Safe at second and no play at first. Getting up is Stone. She's going to try and make it to third and does so. Good hustle by Venus. She advances all the way to third. That'll be an error on the run. But it'll be first and third as Shelby Harriman will be given a fielder's choice on that. As she reached first base, stayed there. So it'll be first and third now for the Whalers. And Molly Bedell, the number 9 hitter, steps to the plate as the Vineyarders will switch up a couple of positions here. And as Coach McCarty comes out and discusses the lineup with the Stripes. Once again, thanks for joining us here on a blustery day here on Nantucket, but the sun is shining, and that makes it a lot easier to bear with the wind. Tied at 2 here in the second inning as the conversations continue. Back to the top of the order, and Sophia Yelverton for Nantucket. Yelverton hit a screamer to right field, but was fielded. I've got an update from behind us at the girls lacrosse field. They are up 5-0 through 3 quarters already, so that game moving right along. Pitch called a strike on Yelverton. I'm a little surprised the runner was not moving. Actually, Molly Bedell, she lifts one and drops in front of the center fielder, but the runner caught off base because she couldn't sprint ahead. The run will score as the center fielder, Brooke Roten, let it drop and actually wisely did so to get the force out at second. So 1 out now, and a good catch there as Bedell reaches first base. And Stone scores the 3rd run, bringing the Whalers to a 3-2 lead. Pitch hit back to the pitcher, forced out at second base. Good play by the pitcher, Bracefield, to get the lead runner. As Yelverton now will reach first on the fielder's choice. Bedell erased at second. And Chloe Washington steps to the plate. She scored the 1st run for the Whalers in the 1st inning. She struck out but was able to reach base on the wild pitch, then stole a base and scored on an error. She lifts one into foul territory behind home plate and didn't get the truck. So we're in luck there.
That's helpful. If you don't know where it goes, just zoom out. What's that? If you don't know where it's going, just zoom out. Okay.
The 1-strike pitch is inside, and the runner will advance to second base. So Yelverton gets herself into scoring position here with 2 outs. In the bottom of the second, Whalers now up 3-2. So base hit by Washington should score Yelverton from second. Swing and a miss, big swing from Chloe Washington. But that's strike 2. She lifts one deep into left field. It misplayed. Fair ball. That'll easily score Washington. And we'll give.
That worked out well. All right. Just, yeah, keeping that camera on.
Easily scores Yelverton, Chloe Washington with a double. And another RBI. So the Whalers pad their lead and now lead 4-2 on a double from Chloe Washington. Annie Ard now steps to the plate. She sends one to the second baseman, and that will be out number 3 on the shuffle. We'll take a quick break here and come back. We're heading to the 3rd inning. Whalers now up 4-2.
Boston Pops.
Who are you, Halloween?
We're in a tough situation. You guys battled back.
Back to pass Lombardi's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Shot. It rolls in. It's good.
You got a tie ball game.
It's ahead. Gets it by.
Voting is open. Thank you very much.
My mark, get my mark, your mark. Yeah.
enjoyed the films.
I get to put this out into the community today, and I was really excited about that.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
We're just getting started.
Want to welcome you back to live action here from the softball fields. Whalers up 4-2. They scored 2 in each of the first and second innings. We are in the top of the third inning. Poked foul to even up the count at 1-1. Kelly Pacheco, the cleanup hitter for the Vineyard, in the batter's box facing Lil Wolschlager. Wolschlager has battled around some control issues here in the first couple innings, giving up just the 2 runs, and the Whalers have shown their hitting prowess and intelligent base running to notch 4 runs high for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Three and 1 on Pacheco as the pitch goes to the backstop. Let's see if number 8 can bear down here and get a couple strikes. That pitch rolls to the ground and another walk. And the Vineyarders have the first runner on. Bella Webster takes ball 1, and Pacheco off with the pitch, takes second base on the stolen base. Swing and a miss for a strike. Pacheco on second, representing another run, and that's a hit batter. So ball is dead, but a runner will now advance. Bella Webster will advance to first base on the hit batter, bringing up Aurora Christensen. Ball 1. Runners on first and second here. Nobody out. Top of the third. Vineyard is down 2 runs, 4-2. Whalers have scored 2 runs in each of the 2 innings. Swing and a foul back. Count runs to 1-2. And strike 3 called for out number 1. Christensen looks at strike 3. Good job by Wolschlager to pick up another strikeout. And that'll be an easy catch. Yelverton squeezes it on third base. It stayed fair. Now that's out number 2 here in the third inning. Bringing up Brooke Roten, number 7. She sends one foul for strike 1. Roten plays center field for the Vineyarders. Adjusting the gloves. So runners on first and second for the Vineyarders. 4-2, the Whalers lead. We're in the third inning. That one sent foul over to Yelverton. Would have been a tough play. Slow roller. Fortunate for the Whalers there that stayed foul. So 2 strikes now on Brooke Roten. Swing and a ground ball to third base. And Not beating the runner to third base was the shortstop, actually. Tough spot in between both the shortstop and third base. Ava Watson tried to race the runner and did not win the race. So all runners advance. Bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the third. Vieira to the plate. Ball 1. So another pickle here for Lil Wolschlager in the third inning. Whalers up 4-2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Vieira walked back in the second inning and was stranded on the double play by the Whalers. Strike 2. Good pitch right on the outside corner. So 2 strikes now on the batter. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Just got a piece to stay alive, did Vieira. Here's the pitch from Wolschlager. That's hit to the first base side and squeezed in foul territory for out number 3. Whalers coming up to bat in between innings. We'll take another quick break here on the NSC and NCTV. Come back. Whalers up 4-2. They're coming to bat.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
I want to welcome you back to the softball fields here as the Whalers will come to bat here in the bottom of the third. They are up 4-2. They've scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. And Ava Watson, the shortstop, in the batter's box. She sends one right back the middle for a base hit. Solid base hit from Ava Watson, and the Whalers are in business right off the bat. Lead runner on, and I would not be surprised the Whalers have shown speed on the base paths. And Lil Wolschlager, the pitcher, and one of the co-captains here for the Whalers, steps into the batter's box. She sends one to the right side. Fair ball out at first. The runner will advance to second. So a fielder's choice. And advancing to third on a misplay in the field. So another error as Watson wisely advances to third. 1 out for the Whalers. Eliza Mansfield, another senior, lifts one in the air, and it falls in right field. That will score a run. Mansfield on her way to second, but she will be tagged out. She gets the RBI, but she will be tagged out for out number 2 as Watson scores And that will bring up Vina Stone for the Whalers. She came around to score a run, swinging and missing now with the bases empty for Nantucket. And 2 outs here in the third. 5-2, Whalers now lead. Ball just outside and high to Stone, evens the count at 1-1. Thanks for joining us here in the NSC and NCTV on a blustery day here from the softball fields. It is Vineyard Day. The girls lacrosse team on the other side of us here behind us. In control. I got a score update. At the end of 3, got to be close to the end of the game. On the other side, it was 5-0 Whalers at the end of 3. So another solid performance from Nantucket as they look to move 2-0 on the season. Charles Douglas and the gang calling the lacrosse game as this one's sent down. Foul ball just outside the first base side by Stone. Two down here in the third. That one's also laced to the right side and through. Base hit by Vina Stone. Nice job of hitting. So 2 base hits here in the inning. Whalers have gotten a run on the fielder's choice as Ava Watson made her way to third base on a couple of throwing errors. Eliza Mansfield was able to knock her home with an RBI base hit. She was erased on the throw to second base. And advancing to second base is Stone on the stolen base. Shelby Harriman, another senior for the Whalers, steps to the plate. She takes ball 2. Harriman reached first on a fielder's choice, but was left stranded in the second. She sends one foul down the left field side towards third base. Evens the count up at 1-1. 2 down here for the Whalers in the third. They've got a runner in scoring position. They've scored 1 here in the inning to extend their lead to 5-2. And Harriman back in the batter's box, waving the rainbow bat. Laces one to third. Foul. That would have easily scored the runner. But runs foul, so 2 strikes now on Shelby Harriman.
Shauna, do you want me to call the shots, or is this fine with you? Because I'm just flipping through them so quickly that...
Harriman lifts one in the air and making the catch in short left field to end the inning for the Vineyard. As we'll keep it here in between innings. 5-2, the Whalers with the lead here. As we have played 3 innings. Whalers collected 3 hits in that last at-bat, but plate just 1. They only got 1 hit in each of the first 2 innings and plated 2 runs, so Vineyard did a better job of holding on to the ball. And Lil Wolfsleger for the Whalers on the mound has done a good job of getting a better control of the strike zone as she has shut down the Vineyarders here for the past 2 innings. Beneficiary of a great double play turned by the Whalers shortstop Ava Watson. And the Whalers have done a good job in the field and have stayed away from major errors costing any runs. As Wolfsleger's ready to go and awaits a Vineyard batter. And back to the top of the order, Kalani Christie for the Vineyarders. First pitch swung on and fouled back. Next pitch is low for ball one, evens up the count at 1-1. That's high for ball two. Two and one now, the count to the leadoff hitter for the Vineyard. Strike two. She takes a good pitch. Kalani Christie 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out for the leadoff hitter. And she's now facing a 2-2 pitch here from Wolfschlager. That's high and inside. Runs the count full. Full count pitch is ball 4 high, and the Vineyarders have another leadoff runner. Beneficiaries of the walk. We'll see if the Whalers can rally here. Number 2 hitter Rose Levesque in the box for the Vineyarders. She takes high ball 1. Throw down to second base. They have her in a pickle. Runner caught off base, second base unable to make the play, so the runner Christie advances to second base. Whalers unable to hold the runner and make the play. Had her in a little bit of a rundown, but unable to complete the play. So nobody out here, runner on second. Pitch is lifted in the air. Vineyard squeezes it in second base and doubles off the runner. Great play by number 7, Vineyard, as she's able to squeeze the short fly ball and flip it to second base and erase the base runner. Double play. That's the second double play for the Whalers here in the field. And the pitcher, Kylie Bracefield, comes to the plate. She swings and fouls off the first pitch. Takes low ball 1. 1-1 now to the Vineyard's number 3 hitter. Now with the bases empty and 2 outs here in the 4th. She fouls off another pitch, 1-2. Bracefield's done a good job on the mound. Will Wolfschlager has bared down and been the beneficiary of a couple of double plays here in the field behind her. This one's sent over towards the Vineyard bench off the facing of the fence. Still 1-2 the count. The pitch, laced to third base, knocked down, throw over, over the head of the first baseman and out of play. That'll advance Bracefield. Had the play, but unable to squeeze it. An error on the first baseman. Molly Bedell tried to stretch and get it, but it will be a base runner on second base with 2 outs. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Kelly Pacheco. She's been all over the base paths for the Vineyarders. She takes a ball. 2 down for the Vineyarders here in the top of the 4th. Whalers lead 5-2. The pitch. Just missed. Pinch runner for the Vineyarders as well. That's a strike to the lefty Pacheco. Autumn Donnelly, the pinch runner, number 11, standing on second base. That one's lifted in the air. Tough spot. And will fall in for a base hit. Donnelly around third. She will come in to score. And going to third base now is Pacheco. That goes over the head, and she's going to try and come in and score, and she will. So the Whalers throw it around a little bit, and Pacheco comes all the way around to score via the error, and that makes it a 5-4 game here in the top of the fourth, as the Whalers unfortunately have a couple of errors in the field here with 2 outs. Got to value that baseball. And we've got ourselves a ball game again here as the Whalers now with 2 outs. This one's laced over the head. A huge hit from Webster. She'll make it to second base as it goes over the head of the left fielder. That's the farthest ball we've seen hit, especially in this wind. That went over the head of Venus Stone, and a solid double by Bella Webster. Puts another runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and Wolschlager will get a visit to the mound from head coach Kelly Mayette. Just trying to calm down her senior, as we've got ourselves another ball game here at 5-4. Vineyarders scored 2 in the first and now 2 here in the fourth. Still 2 outs. Ball low. Aurora Christensen in the batter's box for the Vineyarders. Swing and a miss. Good lead off second base from Webster. No throw. One offering is low again. Stolen base opportunity and gets by the Whalers. Webster going to try and score, and that one's tossed behind the plate, and she will tie the game at 5. Still 2 outs, but the Whalers have tossed it around the diamond and given up 3 unearned runs here to tie it up in the top of the fourth. Another ball to Christensen, 3-1 now the count. Foul back makes the count full here with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. We are now tied at 5. And that's ball 4, unless I have miscounted. Nope, ball 3. So now a full count to Aurora Christensen. And that'll go way high. And finally, ball 4. I must have miscounted a pitch. I apologize for that. So Christensen does walk. I have 8 walks now allowed by Whaler pitching. And they'll throw behind the runner. Unable to tag out, however. Good play by the catcher. That's Eliza Mansfield to throw behind the runner. Nearly caught her off guard. Swing and a miss. Hesitation. And Christensen again drawing a throw. Dancing off first base. 1-1 the count to the batter. And Christensen again jumping off base, trying to draw an errant throw. Isabella Ballin swings and misses, got a piece of it, so the ball is dead, even though it goes back to the backstop. 1-2 the count to the number 7 hitter for the Vineyarders. That's hit in the air, and that is deep. Going back to track it is Vineyard, and she squeezes it, fights the wind, and squeezes it in left center field for out number 3. We'll take a break here. The Vineyarders have rallied for 3 to tie it up here at 5. We got ourselves a good ball game here. Come on back. Whalers come to bat here in the 4th.
He's got it! He's got it!
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
Back up top, Mooney gathers, avoids one, comes in and shot, scores the first goal. Oh, a beauty over the shoulder. Quickly cut off. Mashpee again with the over the shoulder. Inside, quick shot by Miller, bounces in. Unable to get anything going. Here's another shot and another goal. Here's Lachuzia. Oh, beats the goalie with a low shot. He gets it back, little give and go. Shot, score. Perfect shot from Noah Stringer. Beaumont, who comes out of net to get it. He's got to hustle back. Right in front, shot, score. Lachuzia. Ball is loose, and the Whalers scoop it up. Yeah, just no shots allowed here. Smith inside, shot. Poked in with the backhand. Nifty stick work by number 12, Tristan Grimes for the goal. Want to welcome you back as the first pitch here in the bottom of the 4th goes low. Molly Bedell at the plate for the Whalers. Another outside pitch. We are tied at 5 here in the bottom of the 4th. Ball high. Vineyarders rallied for 3 runs in that top part of the 4th to tie it up here at 5. Swing and a miss. As Bedell goes down in on strikes for out number 1. Top of the order in Sophia Yelverton for the Whalers. Outside for ball 1. Senior has scored one of the Whalers' runs in the 2nd inning. Technically 0 for 2, flied out and reached base on a fielder's choice. She's up 2-0 here in the count. Swing and a solid, off the glove of the second baseman. Actually, it looked like it was going to get through, but good play by the second baseman to get a piece of it. But we'll give Yelverton a base hit on that one, and she's reached base for the 2nd time this afternoon. Chloe Washington to the plate, and she has also been busy on the base paths for the Whalers. She's scored twice. Had a double. And that ball gets away. Yelverton will advance to second base. So the Whalers in business with nobody out. Actually, they say it hit Chloe Washington. And I apologize, Molly Bedell struck out. So 1 out here now. So that was a hit batter. And now the Whalers are in business with 2 runners on. Annie Ard into the batter's box. She had a couple of great plays out in the field, turning a double play and catching a tough fly ball to end the inning. And the Vineyard rally in the 4th inning. She's got a couple of ducks on the pond here. Swings at a high pitch. for strike one. Yelverton on second. Chloe Washington on first. Ball low and getting away from the catcher. Advancing to third base is Yelverton. Following and advancing to second base, Chloe Washington. So now the Whalers with two runners in scoring position. Second and third. Still just one out. So anything to the right side should score a run. And that pitch behind Vineyard, and safely scoring on the stolen base is Yelverton, and the error. So the pass ball or wild pitch, take your pick, scores another run for the Whalers, and they take a 6-5 lead with a runner on third. Vineyard, classic softball player there. No gloves needed. Let's get in there and just swing the bat. And she blasts one to right field. And it drops foul. Wind carrying it foul. And now two strikes on the Whalers center fielder. Runner on third is Washington. And getting just a piece of it is Vineyard, and that one's going to sting on a day like today with no gloves, as you can see her shaking her hand. But stays alive, more importantly. The pitch from Bracefield. Ooh, just low. Good high from Ard, and that should run it full. Just missing low and inside. As Bracefield moves some dirt around, stewing on it, I should say, for a minute. That bitch way outside, and Vineyard will hustle down to first base, drawing the one-out walk. Ava Watson to the plate. She's played a great game at shortstop so far. Ball is low, and Ard will easily advance to second base with no risk of the throw down with a runner on third. So now second and third for the Whalers as Watson stands in. She sends one to the right side, foul, and out of play. That'll make the parking lot over at NES. 1-1 now the count to Ava Watson. Whalers up 6-5 with just one out. That one to the left side. That'll be to the shortstop. She goes to third base. That's safe. Whalers will score one. Ball gets away. Ard trots home with another run, and the Whalers have added a couple more here to make it an 8-5 game. Advancing to second base on the fielder's choice is Watson. And there will be a meeting at the mound, perhaps a pitching change coming up for Coach McCarty and the Vineyarders. Just one out here in the fourth as the Whalers have added 3 runs on just one hit. Couple of walks. And again, some errors in the field as Lil Wolschlager now looking to help her own cause here, up 8-5. She laces one to the right side, gets through, and that will score another Whalers run as Ava Watson sprints home to score run number 9 for the Whalers, as they've rallied for 4 here after the Vineyarders rallied for 3 to tie it. The Whalers answer with 4 here in the bottom of the fourth. Solid base hit from Wolschlager the opposite way. She stays on first base as Eliza Mansfield takes a pitch high for ball 1. That's ball 2 low. Wolschleger stays put on first base. Both teams have been active on the base paths, and that has forced some throwing errors here in the early part of the season. That's dribbled down the third base line. That's going to be trouble. That's going to be a base hit. Easily hustling down the line is Mansfield. And advancing to second base is Wolschleger. So first and second here, still just one out in the inning. And Vena Stone now in the batter's box. Wolschleger awaits the pitch to come off the bat. Good pitch right on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Stone's been on base a couple of times here already. Scored once. That one gets away, and advancing to third is Wolschleger. Advancing to second is Eliza Mansfield. So each runner advances on the wild pitch. Whalers wasting no time advancing those runners. So something to the right side would certainly score a run, and a base hit would probably plate two outside. Running the score to 2-1. I think I just heard the final horn for the girls lacrosse game. The Whalers were up 13-1 with running time there. So they will move to 2-0 on the young season. Again, new coach over there for the girls lacrosse team as well. Another Kelly Brown. So congratulations to her. She's undefeated so far in her high school coaching career. 2-0. But another good start for the Whalers on the lacrosse field. Have not heard anything from the boys game. That game will actually not take place here for a little bit. They go off around 12:30. It can be caught on the tube. The Martha's Vineyard YouTube crew will be covering the lacrosse game. Should be a good game as always. That goes in for a strike. Looked low, but called a strike. And that one's lifted to the right side and out of play. Shelby Harriman. Looking to add to the Whalers' lead here, already up 8-5. Outside the pitch. Harriman foul to the right side. Two runners on for the Whalers. They've already scored 4 here in the inning. Swing and a miss. Actually, maybe a foul tip there. As Nantucket now leads 9-5 after the Vineyarders rallied to tie it at 5 with 3 runs in the top of the frame. The pitch. High. Runners stay put. Harriman steps out with that rainbow top bat. And now back in. The pitch. Outside. And she draws a walk to load the bases. Molly Bedell now at the plate with the bases loaded. Low ball one. Harriman, Mansfield, and Woolschlager, the base runners for the Whalers. Swing and a miss. Big cut from Bedell. Evens the count at 1-1. Outside ball two. Bases are full of Whalers as we play in the fourth inning, bottom of the fourth here. That's a low strike. So strike two, evens the count at 2-2. Bedell stays stoic at the plate. Swing in right field. Laced foul. Boy, that would have cleared the bases if that would have stayed fair. Nice piece of hitting to stay alive by Molly Bedell. Swing and a miss as she strikes out, and the Vineyarders get out of a jam and leave the bases loaded. We'll take a break here. The Whalers rally for 4 more in the bottom of the fourth as they lead 9-5. We head to the fifth. Come on back. We've got ourselves a good game.
The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
I am a force to be reckoned with. You do not know who you're messing with. Taking over for the hell of it. They can stop me when I'm in my element.
The Nantucket Sports Connection was born in this gymnasium. It has absolutely exploded. Multi-camera, multi-broadcasters, a trip to Fenway.
It's giving players an opportunity to look back at film. It's giving coaches an opportunity to critique their players.
When NCTV got involved, we were able to offer free classes. It's something that they can actually evolve and get professional experience.
When I realized they were doing like a commentating class, I was like, I gotta sign up for this. If I would have told myself right now, I'm gonna go into college for sports broadcast, I would have been like, no, you're not. But now I'm really passionate about it and I'd love to pursue it.
It doesn't even feel like I'm volunteering. It just feels like I'm playing along. It's really fun. I definitely recommend it to anybody who's interested in sports broadcasting.
It's multifaceted what we're able to give back to our community because as we know, we bleed Whaler blue here on Nantucket.
Just underway here as Damien makes a move all the way through. Low shot, scores! Snuck through as Dylan Damien finds the net. Good catch, ball down. Damien able to scoop it over. Here's another shot, score! Running in, point blank shot, scores! Here's Damien, makes a move to the right side, underhanded, gets an angle and shoots and scores! Dylan Damien with a hat trick here in the first half. Makes a move. Want to welcome you back to live action here. Top of the fifth inning, the Whalers rallied for 4 in the fourth to take a 9-5 lead after the Vineyarders tied it up in the top part of the frame. Swing and a miss evens up the count as Lil Woolschlager continues to pitch well for the Whalers. Another strike from Lil Woolschlager as she faces Isabella Bolin, the 7 hitter for the Vineyarders, just low. Running the count to 1-2. Inside for another ball 2, 2-2. Strike called, and that'll be strike 3 as Bolin looks at strike 3. Swing and a miss. Bouncing ball out in front of the plate, foul. Final from Vito Capizzo Stadium, 15-1. The Whalers move to 2-1. The girls lacrosse team dominating the Vineyarders as they have in recent years. And the Vineyarders have a base runner that is number 13. And I apologize, I do not have that on my little roster here. Nope. So runner on first for the Vineyarders. One out here in the fifth. And top of the lineup, and evening up the count, Kalani Christie at the plate. That'll dribble, and Wolfschlager in time. Oh, they call her safe. Ooh, that was a close play at first base, but the Vineyarders are in business with one out and runners on first and second. Christie beats the throw. And the pitch is high, so another rally here for the Vineyarders as they look to battle their way back in this thing. Down 9-5. And that gets by Mansfield, and both base runners will advance, so second and third now. With one out. Pitch well high to Rose Levesque. She is 0 for 3, including a double play flyout that Annie Ard was able to pull off. That one sent foul and out of play. Levesque stands in there. Here's the pitch. Knocked to center field and squeezed actually by the shortstop. They've got a runner doubled off third base, and that'll be end of the inning. Double play should end the inning, and it will. Great job once again by the Whalers in the field as Ava Watson squeezes it in short left field and doubles off the runner who had taken off from third base with just one out. And the Whalers are out of the inning. We'll take another quick, we'll keep it here in between innings. So the Whalers avoid giving up any more runs, and it remains 9-5 here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, a final score for the Whalers lacrosse team. Behind us, the girls move to 2-0 behind a 15-goal performance. They win 15-1 over the Vineyarders, continuing their dominance. Hi to the crew here. This is it. I got the best seat in the house. I got perfect view of the field here, and yeah, maybe a little chilly, maybe a little chillier than I thought it would be, but you know, it's good to be back calling a game here over at the softball fields. Last time we were here, it was for a soccer playoff game that happened right in front of us, a drizzly, windy day. So much nicer to be out, at least in the sunshine. Clouds peeking their head over. I am not envious of the boat ride home for these teams. It should be quite an adventure, I'm sure, to get back across. Travis Lombardi, the athletic director, just dropped by. He was dressed in winter gear from over at the lacrosse game. And the tennis team also in action. I believe the girls' tennis team is over at Bacchus Lane. So we have not gotten any updates from over from Bacchus Lane, but if we do get them, I will pass those along. Boys tennis and the boys lacrosse team both traveled off to the Vineyarders, over to the Vineyard. They will take place in about 30 minutes. And that boys lacrosse game will be streamed if you want to check it out. The Martha's Vineyard High School YouTube channel. As they do a good job with both hockey and basketball, and I have not seen their lacrosse game called yet, but we will be checking that out. First pitch swinging and lifting it to left field and dropping in, heading to second base and making it there safely. Good job by the Whalers. An error out in left field as top of the order in Sophia Yelverton immediately get a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the fifth. Whalers have scored in every inning. Strike on the outside corner to Chloe Washington. She's been busy and has reached base in 3 at-bats. Yelverton crouches on second base. Leadoff runner. Ball outside to Chloe Washington, evens it up. Washington, another one of those freshman phenoms. Along with Ruby Stedman, who we'll see on the lacrosse field. A great hoop season. Big swing and a miss from Washington for strike 2. Stays in there with that white and blue helmet. Outside, actually. And Washington will draw a walk, and the Whalers are in business here with runners on first and second and nobody out. Annie Ard, the center fielder, stands in. She's first pitch swinging and lifting it to the third base side and squeezed for the out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. 9-5 our score. Whalers with the lead. And a couple of runners on. Here's Ava Watson. She's reached in 3 at-bats as well. It sends one through the infield for a solid base hit. So solid, in fact, that the runner stays at third, but we got bases loaded with 1 out as Ava Watson picks up another hit here for the Whalers. Bringing up senior captain Lillian Wolschlager. With a 4-run lead, she can help her cause here with the bases full of Whalers. Ball 1. One and 0. The pitch to the right side and foul. Evens up the count at 1-1. One out. Actually, swing and a miss. And that first pitch must have been called a strike because Wolschlager is heading back to the bench. She strikes out for out number 2. And that brings Eliza Mansfield to the plate, still with bases full of Whalers. Now 2 out. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Mansfield laces one through the middle of the infield. Base hit, one runner in. Second runner being waved home. She will score, and the Whalers break it open here again with 2 more runs on a 2-out base hit by Eliza Mansfield. Watson on second base as Eliza Mansfield laced one to center field and plates 2. 11-5 now the lead. To the right side and through. Foul ball though. Ooh, just missed. An extra base hit there as Vina Stone is in the batter's box for the Whalers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Runners stay put. May have gotten a piece of it. So 2 strikes now on Vina Stone. As we play here in the bottom of the 5th. To the right side and fouled one again. Good, solid contact. Straighten that out, and that's a solid base hit. Staying alive here with 2 strikes is Vina Stone, number 10. Ball bounces to the plate. Runners stay put. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 11-5 now the Whalers lead. Just outside. Runs the count to 2-2.
Hi, guys. Hey, Charles, welcome. Could you get on the other camera next to Sean?
Sure. Just outside with that offering from Bracefield. And the count runs full.
We have to have a picture of that.
Stone swings and misses that ball 4, and she will head to the bench. And that will do it for the 5th inning. We'll take a quick break here and come back with the 6th inning. The Whalers have scored 2 more to make it an 11-5 lead through 5 innings. Woo!
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Back to live action here from the softball fields. An error in the field sends the Vineyard batter to second base. That is a pinch hitter, number 12, and she will be run for. And I apologize to the Vineyard folks joining us here. I do not have those names on my roster. Actually, sorry, Bracefield was the hitter, number 12. So the Vineyarders have the leadoff runner on second base and looking to run. Ooh, just ahead of the tag after the pitch is the pinch runner. So now a runner on third with nobody out, and the left-hander Kelly Pacheco, number 5, stands in. High ball 2 from throw over to third base. They've got the runner caught in a rundown and tagged out. So a base running error there for the Vineyarders, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 6th with the Whalers up 11-5. Interesting play there. That was a little too aggressive, as Pacheco will draw a walk on 5 pitches. And another base runner for the Vineyarders. As Pacheco takes second base. Bella Webster at the plate. She had a solid double her last time at bat, but was stranded. Pacheco dances off second base as the Vineyarders look to rally here in the 6th. Easy play from third. Advancing to third is the runner Pacheco, but 2 outs now here in the 6th inning. Strike called. As Christensen stands in with 2 down now here in the top of the 6th. Again, Whalers up 11-5. Strike called. Throw down to third base. Don't really need to do that, but you got 2 outs. But Mansfield keeping the runner honest at third. And strike 3 called to end the inning here in the 6th. Woolslager bears down and gets the Whalers out of some trouble, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the score still 11-5. Woolslager's done a good job on the mound. We'll take a quick break here in the NSC and come back with the Whalers coming to bat here in the 6th.
Boston Pops.
Who are you for Halloween?
We're in a tough situation. You guys battled back.
Back to pass Lombardi's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Shot. It runs and it's gone.
You got a tie ball game.
It's ahead. Gets it.
Voting is open.
you very much.
Get my mark. Get my mark. Get your mark. Yeah.
We're so glad that you were involved and you enjoyed the films.
I get to put this out into the community today, and I was really excited about that.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
We're just getting started.
Want to welcome back to live action here. Bottom of the 6th inning, getting down to the nitty-gritty part. As the Whalers hold a 6-run lead, 11-5. Shelby Harriman, another one of the Whalers seniors, will lead it off for Nantucket. First game for the softball team here this afternoon of the 2026 season. And first game for new head coach Kelly Mayette. She was an assistant last year and takes over from Coach Tornavish. Swinging a bounding ball towards the shortstop. Up with the throw and in time. Good play by the Vineyard shortstop to erase Shelby Harriman. For one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Molly Bedell up to bat for Nantucket. And back to the top of the order after her, and Sophia Yelverton. Strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Lace to the right side, through for a base hit underneath the glove of the right fielder. Bedell on her way to third, and she will have a triple. A one-out triple for Molly Bedell. And the Whalers are once again in business. Back to the top of the order with one out and Sophia Yelverton. Solid hit there from Molly Bedell. And Yelverton drops one in front of the right fielder to plate Bedell on the first pitch. Solid base hit for Yelverton the other way. Swing and a miss. One out here in the 6th. And the Whalers have plated a run on a triple and a base hit. And back-to-back batters heading to second base and getting there in time. Good slide by Sophia Yelverton for another stolen base. She's been on the base paths 4 times now and has scored 3 times already. Bouncing ball to the left side. That's going to be a tough play, and safe at third base. Safe at first base is Chloe Washington. And it's now first and third with one out. And that pitch is low and actually hits the batter, so loaded him up. As Annie Yard will trot to first base after being hit by the pitch. And once again, the Whalers have the bases loaded. Up to bat, Ava Watson for Nantucket. She's got an opportunity to break this thing open. It's already 12-5. Lace to the right side. Fair ball. That's going to be trouble. This could clear the bases. Heading to third is Watson. and she will make it a bases loaded clearing triple for Ava Watson. They send Watson back to second. So second and third now, a double. I guess the ball went out of play, and they give her a ground rule double. So 2-run score to make it 14-5. The scoreboard has 15 up there, but 2-runner score as Lillian Wolschlager at the plate. She sends one back to the pitcher. Tough low throw, but handled. And another runner does score to make it 15-5 now, by my book. So a runner on third now, 2 down for the Whalers. Pitch bounces.
They miscounted an earlier run, so I think they did change this run. The real score is
15-5 our score. Strike in there, good fastball to Eliza Mansfield. Low and inside. Mansfield's been on the base pass 3 times in 4 at-bats. The Whalers have, and Mansfield draws a walk, and will trot to first base with another base runner for Nantucket. First and third now with 2 outs. Vina Stone, as it bounces to the plate, Mansfield easily advances to second base. So another base hit could potentially plate 2 more as Eliza Mansfield advances to put herself in scoring position. Pitch. High for ball 2. And the pitch. Another ball high. Leave running the count to 3-0. And that's dribbled fair, will plate at least 1 run, and the Whalers get another one on basically what could be a swinging bunt by Vina Stone, but it's a base hit. Advancing all the way to third base is Eliza Mansfield. And Stone remains at first momentarily. 16-5 now the score. Foul down the left side. The Whalers have plated 5 runs here in the 6th. Foul back. I believe the mercy rule is 10 runs, so this could do it. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away, or tipped actually, foul tipped. So Stone will trot back to first base. And Stone finally would take second base on the low pitch. So second and third now for Harriman. That's outside. The Whalers breaking it open here in the last couple innings, and Lil Wolfslegger has taken care of business on the mound. A couple of double plays in the field for Nantucket as well, as they have opened up an 11-run lead here, 16-5, and have a couple more ducks on the pond here if Harriman can get a base hit. Low, and another walk will load the bases here for Nantucket for the second time here in the inning. Molly Bedell, who got things started with a triple and scored. They have batted around here as Bedell slaps one foul towards the third baseline. Strike one. Lifted to the right side and out of play. And fortunately didn't hit a car. 2 strikes on Molly Bedell. Again, she led off the inning, or had the first hit for the Whalers here, a triple. That got things going. And she lifts one to the right side once again. And again out of play. Whalers on their way to win number 1. It's their first game, first home game, and first game for new head coach Kelly Mayette. Pitch is a strike on the corner, and that will end the inning. And we'll head to the final frame here from the softball field. We'll take one more quick break here on the NSC and NCTV and come back. The Whalers are in control now, up 16-5.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Final chance for the Vineyarders here. They've got to come up with a big rally against Lillian Wolfslegger, who has pitched solid, especially later in the game. In the latter parts of the game, she's put up a couple of zeros here in the last 2 frames. Strike on the outside corner.
I'll stay in the batter unless you want me somewhere else. Yeah. Stay in the batter.
Isabella Ballin, the batter for the Vineyarders. Again, just won 4 games last year, but give the Whalers all they could handle here for 4+ innings. And the Whalers bats have come alive here in the latter part of the game, including Molly Bedell, who had a triple, and then a ground rule double. That plated a couple, and swinging and missing for another strikeout for Woolslegger. And more importantly, out number 1. Second strikeout for Bolin, and 6 strikeouts for Woolslegger. She's also walked 6. But again, most of those happened in the early phases of the game. Bouncing ball foul towards the first base side. Strike 1. Foul towards the left side. Past the third baseman, Sophia Yelverton. So 2 strikes now on the batter, Brooke Roten. Just missing with the pitch low. Running the count to 1-2. Whalers up 15-5. Looking to close this one out for win number 1. Roten got a piece of it to stay alive. Girls lacrosse already won big, 15-1. Another dominating performance for the lacrosse team, starting the season with a couple of home games. This one to the left side. Long throw into, just off the mitt, and that will advance the runner to second as the ball goes out of play. I do have a discrepancy with the scoreboard. I have 16 runs across, but the scoreboard says 15, so I'm going to go with 15 at this point until proven wrong. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. With 1 out here in the final frame. Back to the pitcher. Easy play for Woolslegger for out number 2. Runner does advance to third base, but the Whalers are 1 out away from a victory. Swing and a miss. Top of the order in Kalani Christie for the Vineyarders. Strike 1. Ball just outside. Runs the count to 1-1. That looked like a good pitch. Throw over to third base. They've got the runner in a rundown and safe at the plate, so the run will score to make it a 16-6 game. But more importantly, the Whalers just 1 out away from picking up victory number 1. Outside with the pitch, 3-1 now the count. And ball 4 will send the runner to first base. And with 2 outs, Rose Levesque tries to keep the rally going here for the Vineyarders. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. And that will do it. The runner is tagged out, and the Whalers pick up the victory and win their first game of the season in convincing fashion. Again, I have 16-6. The scoreboard says 15-6. We'll take a quick break as the players congratulate each other. We'll see if we can line up an interview with new head coach Kelly Mayette. We'll be right back here as the Whalers win their first game of the season and move to 1-0.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Want to welcome you back to the softball fields here. Congratulations on your first win, Coach. Convincing fashion, 16-6 is what I had, 15-6 is what doesn't matter. You won game number one and overcame some walks early on in the game. Again, you had been talking that Wolfschlager Lil has been working on that. You were a pitcher as well, so I'm sure you guys have been hanging out quite a bit. But talk to us a little bit about the first game. First game jitters, always a little something with high school athletes, but overall, team looked really good.
They absolutely did. They really worked hard in this offseason, and we picked up where we were at the end of the season last year. So we came in with intensity. I think it was a lot more excitement than nervousness, which was good.
Sure.
We had a little bit of a rough patch there in that fourth inning, but we overcame it. We always talk about a goldfish mentality. We experience something, and then we let it go, and we keep moving forward. So that's exactly what the girls did today with intensity.
Gotta love that. Well, we've got some good footage, and you can hopefully learn a little bit. So can they from some video as well, and off and on. And you're running with another game here coming up shortly. And again, the bats came alive later on in the game, a triple, and it was fun to watch.
It was very fun.
I had the best seat in the house, way out there in center field. A little breezy out there, but a couple of balls made it pretty far actually, and very exciting. Again, congratulations on the new era of softball. We'll look forward to seeing some more home games here, and off we're running with the spring season. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Final score, 16-15-6. Either way, the Whalers win in convincing fashion over the Vineyarders. And off we go here. We'll be right back here coming up next week. We've got another busy schedule. Congratulations, Coach Mayette, picking up her first win over the Vineyard. Thanks very much, Whalers Nation. Have a great weekend.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.